post pickleball posture and movement recode session. I know after playing a couple hours of pickleball, my back is super tight, my knees are cranky, right? My feet and ankles are a little wonky after 2 hours of just movement. So I want to reset them. I want to reset the ankle bones, get the spine and shoulders, and I even want to get the elbows moving again, all right? So it's going to be a 1-minute video. Pause the video if you're not ready. You don't have to be barefoot outside, right? But I like being barefoot outside because I know grounding on the earth helps reduce inflammation. So why not? Post pickleball posture movement recode, we want less inflammation. Hey, I'm going to set the timer. We're going to go for 1 minute. The first position is going to be a hip stretch. It's not unlike the pigeon, but we don't want to go all the way down. All right, so you're going to go to tabletop. The left leg's going to go straight back. The right ankle bone's going to go in. The right hand's going to go right on the right glute. And then you're going to try to get that thigh bone back into that glute. All right, so right there, we're trying to get that. Now you want to keep most of the weight off of that back leg. So what we're trying to do is create some length in your spine, right? After playing pickleball, right? Most of your shots probably weren't with a nice long spine. There was some round back in there. And so what we're trying to do is create some length, and we're also going to try to create some space. So now that there's 30 seconds in, you're going to rock back into that hip socket. So you're going to start to rock a little bit. Don't put too much weight on your back leg, all right? Again, I've got more detailed coaching in my free community, follow along video, but we're trying to activate the haunches so we can strengthen the back, but also take some pressure off that low back. We won't want to be sore tomorrow, so we need a little active recovery. All right, so now we're going to go to the left side. So tabletop, right leg goes straight back, left ankle bone goes in, left hand goes right on that left glute. Why? I want to push my thigh bone back into that glute. And by putting my hand there, you can feel that thigh bone getting back, all right? Get off that back leg. You can use it as balance. But we want the majority of the weight to be right here, boom, and leaning back, all right? And again, can you imagine that I'm standing now and I'm reaching to make a shot, right? I'm trying to create space. Tailbone's back and high, my head's up, right? Length and space again after being compressed for 2 hours, right? We're starting off with that hip stretch, right? And at that halfway mark, we just start to pivot a little bit, right? So we do a pigeon hold, and then we move to just some pivots where, we're creating space inside that hip socket, trying to activate the haunches. We're gonna go one more round. All right, so from tabletop, left leg goes straight back, right ankle bone goes in, right hand goes on right on that right glute, and sit back, all right? But when you sit back, don't load that back leg, all right? You wanna load the right haunch, right there. Awesome, all right? Don't wanna put your hand on your haunch, that's fine. Boom, find some length, right? You're trying to reach for that incredible shot, but look what I'm doing. As I'm reaching forward with my hand, look what's happening here in the haunch. And that's the key, right? With pickleball, you'll see the best of the best, they stay back here. This is where the power is, right? This is where durability is. This is where longevity is. Up front in the knees and the quads, that's where trouble is. Rounding your back, that's where trouble is. That's where you're gonna compress and get hurt. All right, so 10 seconds, and we're just rocking into that right hip socket. Boom, finding length, finding length. Awesome. Woo! Right leg goes straight back, left ankle bone goes in, left hand, left glute, rocking back. Awesome. All right, this is our follow along video. We're trying to find some length. You're probably fired up right now, but we want to. We want to activate the haunches, right? We want to activate the low back, but we're doing this all in a nice durable position, right? So we're getting a little active recovery in, right? Find length. Now we're pivoting. We're finding length. You can put both hands down if this is too much. Again, I got more detailed coaching with modifications in my free community, right? But we really want to get everything flowing back into those haunches. And we're going to go to Seiza next in 10 seconds, all right? So we're going to sit, and we're going to decompress that spine a little bit in Seiza, right? Because I know the back is probably pretty fired up right now, but that's okay. Toes together, heels away. We're sitting in Seiza. This is called Seiza, all right? Seiza with support. And now we're just going to get some side-to-side rockers, all right? So you're just going to rock to one side. Look, trying to get my thigh bone moving inside that hip socket. This is going to reset your ankle bones as well, all right? Got 1 minute clock, all right? So you can see it's going to start to reset the feet and the ankle bones, right?
Halfway there.
Decompress the spine and just rocking side to side. Getting that thigh bone moving. Boom, left side, right side, right? Activating everything back here in the haunches, but also decompressing. See that? My back is nice and straight, decompressing my back, resetting my ankle bones. 10 seconds, we're gonna go to standing next. All right? So now we're gonna stand. Our feet are straight, about fist distance apart. I'm gonna send my thigh bone as far back as I can. See that? The knees aren't going, my thigh bone's going back. And then I'm just doing a forward fold. Whew. All right? No weight on my heels. I could get a piece of paper or a credit card underneath the heel, and then I could just give myself a hug on the elbows. So I'm giving myself a hug on the elbows. The thigh bone's back.
Halfway there.
Halfway there. And I'm just trying to find length in my spine. The tailbone's back and high. Right? And I'm just folding forward. So the butt stays back. Remember, weight is not on the heels. I could get a piece of paper or a credit card underneath the heel. All right? We're actually going to stay here for a whole nother minute. All right? I think this is super important to really decompress the spine. You're just in it now. Now we're going to relax. All right? So every time you exhale, find length. You ready? Butt stays back, so the thigh bone is back and high, tailbone is back and high. You're hugging your elbows to create a little counterbalance. And imagine every time you exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, you start to unlock. Remember, don't load your heels. When you're out on the court, you don't want a heel strike. Right? Every good athlete stays on that ball of foot, that fat pad, that outside edge, not loading the heels. 10 seconds. Hey, we're right back to the ground with our side-to-side rockers. All right, so toes together, heels away. Now we're back to those side-to-side rockers. But we had to chill just a little bit. Oh my gosh, how much better does this feel already, right? We started off with those crazy pigeon holds and pivoting pigeon, activated the haunches, the back started to strengthen, but now we're decompressing, right? We're just going side to side, getting some space inside that hip socket, right? The back's loosening up, the spine's loosening up, right? You can go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. You can hang out on one side if one side's stickier than the other. Right? And just rocking back and forth. Decompressing, finding space.
10 seconds.
So you can play again another day. Right? Just rocking side to side. We're going to go to tabletop next. All right, so from here, we're going to go to tabletop. You're going to spread the ground with your shins and your knees. Spread it. Imagine you could spread it. We want to activate the haunches. I want to keep that on. And then we're just getting little side bends in. All right? So you're activating the haunches, and what I'm doing is I'm closing one armpit, and as I close that armpit, that elbow goes in, the other side opens, right? Again, I got more detailed coaching inside my community, but what this is doing is moving your upper back, your elbows, all right? Going to protect you from the rotator cuff injuries, right? From pickleball elbow. I'm on the outside edge of my hands, right? I'm just getting little side-to-side bends. Boom. As this side closes, the armpit closes. See that? Elbow goes in. This one opens.
10 seconds.
Boom. Simple little movement, but it starts to coordinate the spine, the shoulders, and the elbows and wrists all together. All right? All right, round 10. Now, you can put your hands right here on your temple. Elbows go forward. Elbows go back. Elbows go forward, elbows go back, all right? And we're just going forward and backward, and we're trying to fire up all those shoulder blade muscles, all those, we call them scapula stabilizers, right? Everybody knows those stabilizers are so important for all of our shots, and we want to strengthen everything in that upper back and those stabilizers, all right? So elbows forward, elbows back. I'm sitting in Seiza, all right? Boom. Now, if you have knee replacement, this isn't going to be a comfortable position. I've got modifications for you again. You just have to get in the free community, shoot me a message, and we can work through that. But there's no reason for weak upper back, weak scapula stabilizers. We can do this standing. Hey, right back to our tabletop. So spread the mat with your shins and your knees. Hands are about fist distance apart, right? And you can see there's a little flow and movement to this. It seems simple, but what I'm trying to do is keep my hips even, right? So I spread the mat, my hips are not moving. I'm coordinating my spine with my shoulder blades, with my forearms, even my head. You can see as I bend over one side, my head goes there, and the wrists. And this is really gonna help with any type of pickleball elbow, any type of frozen shoulder, right? Just going back and forth with a little tabletop side bend. Loosening up everything
10 seconds.
from the wrists to the forearms to the shoulders to the spine, right? One armpit closes, the other opens. Simple little movement that really is going to help tremendously. This is it, right? Boom. Elbows together, elbows back. We're going 1 minute here. I'll just show you a side view so you see it. Elbows together, elbows back. Really working on loosening up the scapula stabilizers. Almost all shoulder injuries come from weak scapula stabilizers. So we want to strengthen them, activate them, keep them moving, all right? Most of us are sitting 10 hours a day. And so what happens is as we sit, our posture slumps forward, and it puts stress on those shoulders and stabilizers. They start to weaken and round forward. And here, we're just strengthening them, making sure everything is moving and flowing. And there we go. All right, there it is. Post pickleball posture movement recode session. All right, we activated the haunches, we got some length in the spine, then we decompressed things, and then we tried to get the upper back, the shoulders, the spine, the elbows all moving and flowing together, strengthen up those stabilizers so we can go play again tomorrow. Talk soon.